Hey there, I'm John. I'm a solar professional. I've been doing solar installations and battery installations for the last 15 years. In this video, we're going to be comparing the SolarEdge optimizers with the Enphase microinverters. Now, both these technologies are actually outstanding. When somebody asks me which of these I should buy, I normally say, take your pick. Both of them are really very good. In my opinion, the Enphase is slightly better than the SolarEdge, and I'll go into that in this video. I'll give you 6 reasons why I think they're a little better, but the point is, it's a very minor difference. It's like liking a BMW over a Merc. They're both outstanding technologies, the Enphase and the SolarEdge. What I don't like are string inverters, which some companies, I think Tesla is starting to sell them whole hog. Those are not particularly good for residential, but that's for another video. So the first, let's go into performance. That in terms of actual, how much energy is converted, how efficient are these two guys. Now, overall, in my experience, when I've seen comparing head to head between the Enphase and the SolarEdge, the same system, when you use Enphase versus when you use SolarEdge optimizers, the SolarEdge optimizers actually produce a little more energy than the Enphase. But the difference is not very big, it's marginal. Now, if this were the only metric on which you were comparing Enphase versus SolarEdge, then yes, the SolarEdge scores over the Enphase on this metric. But again, small difference. Let's get into other aspects. Number 2 is the design of these two systems. The Enphase microinverter is basically a small unit which is the same size as the optimizer from SolarEdge. Both the optimizer and the Enphase microinverter, when they're installed behind the solar panel. So each panel will have one optimizer or it'll have one Enphase microinverter. Now the difference between the optimizer and the Enphase microinverter is that the Enphase microinverter will not only optimize the power production of that panel, it also converts the DC current that the panels produce into AC current right there and there itself. So right at the back of the panel, the microinverter converts and you get AC output which goes into a wire. Whereas for SolarEdge optimizers, they optimize the production of the panel, but their output is DC current which goes into a DC wire which goes down into your home. So now here's the difference. Now when the Enphase, in an Enphase install, the wire is coming down from your roof down the side of your home into a breaker box and into your main panel, they're all regular AC wires. Even a regular electrician can actually go and do some troubleshooting if there's trouble. The breakers which are there in the box, they're like regular breakers which you have in your own home. There's only a monitoring device in that sub panel which is called an IQ panel. There's only a monitoring device known as an IQ Envoy, which sometimes that thing goes bad. A regular electrician won't be able to repair that. Somebody will have to come from Enphase. But if a wire goes loose or something, or a breaker goes bad, you could do it yourself or a local electrician could do it. With SolarEdge, that option is not there because everything from the roof down to your garage wall is DC, and then those DC wires, they get connected to a single inverter. Usually, they have different names for it, but it could be one or it could be two inverters. And that's where the conversion from AC to DC takes place for the SolarEdge. And from there, the AC wire goes and connects to your main electric panel. Now, if something goes wrong from the roof run to the solar inverter on the outside, you don't want to handle that. Those are high voltage DC voltages, and DC is a very different animal compared to AC. Regular electricians do not know what to do unless they have solar experience. So on this, the ease of repair and repairability and using a local resource when you have trouble, I give Enphase an edge. So why is this important? It's important in case your solar installer goes out of business or something. Now, God forbid, if your solar installer went out of business, Enphase or SolarEdge are not going to send their employees to repair your system. You'll have to call somebody else. It's so much cheaper if you can call a local electrician on your Enphase system than having to call a specialized solar guy. So that's why I think this technology is a little safer from a homeowner's perspective, from a buyer's perspective. Let's look at number 3. Number 3 is points of failure. Now, in both the Enphase and the SolarEdge system, if the optimizer goes bad or the Enphase microinverter goes bad, you only have one panel failing, or two panels failing if there are two microinverters or two optimizers failing. So if the optimizer or the microinverters fail, your solar system as a whole is never going to go down. With the SolarEdge system, unfortunately, there is one big single point of failure where if the optimizer, remember those optimizers, there are 20 of them on your roof, they are connected to maybe a single inverter on the side of your home. If that single inverter goes bad, your entire system can go down. If that happens, by the time your solar technician comes, it's going to be a week or so. So you're going to be down for a week. With Enphase, that is never going to happen. The worst that can happen is, like we said earlier, maybe one Enphase inverter goes bad or two goes bad, but 18 of your panels will still continue to work. Enphase does not have any other electronics on the side of your home. They just have breakers there. If the breaker goes down, you can go and flip it. If a breaker goes bad, you can replace it. It's easy to do. But if this inverter of SolarEdge goes bad, it requires a full-fledged repair or replacement. Both these companies are really very good with their servicing, incidentally. They do things really fast, but because of this point of a single chance of catastrophic failure, I like the Enphase a little more. Like I said, the differences are small. Little things which I think make Enphase a little better than SolarEdge. Number 4 is battery integration. Today, the Enphase 5P battery is a much superior solution compared to the SolarEdge battery. SolarEdge is going to catch up, I'm sure, soon, but right now they're behind in the battery race. If you buy an Enphase system and you're planning batteries with them, the 5P battery and the Enphase, they're like two really good dancers. They really do well. You'll get the maximum energy output. You'll get the longest period of power backup during outages. Much better compared to SolarEdge, even though you have the same size of battery. Just because the battery and the panels don't talk as well as they do for Enphase. So on the batteries front, I give Enphase higher marks. Number 5 is about long-term business risk. Let's say one of these two companies, Enphase or SolarEdge, goes out of business. Never going to happen, but let's say it does go out of business. In case of an Enphase system, you actually could replace some of those Enphase microinverters with another company's microinverter. And the reason is another company's microinverter will also convert DC into AC, and then you could feed that into the rest of your wiring which is there in your home. There could be some additional wiring to connect a new panel with a new microinverter, but it's possible. It's not a huge expense. With SolarEdge, if SolarEdge goes out of business, you're stuck. You cannot replace the optimizer with another optimizer because those optimizers need to talk with the inverter which is down on the wall. So unless you have something from SolarEdge, you're stuck. If the system is down and SolarEdge is out of business, you have to replace the entire system. This may not be a very realistic scenario, but if it does happen, the Enphase will be a better option, in my opinion, than SolarEdge. And finally, on the warranties, they both have outstanding warranties, 25-year warranties for both of them. They're really fast in replacing their equipment. It all depends on the solar installer, of course, but full marks to both these companies, and they're very, very customer friendly. They're easy on the phone. They help you get things done quickly. On the warranty, I have one small complaint with Enphase. Enphase does not warranty the Envoy, which is their monitoring device, for 25 years. I'm not sure what the deal is with SolarEdge, but I know for sure that the Envoy is not warranted for 25 years. What I have seen, though, is that if you make a request, they usually replace a defective Envoy or the monitoring device during the time of the warranty. But I think they should just give this warranty to everybody. So that's the only negative I see on the warranty from the Enphase side. But then again, I'm not sure about what the SolarEdge monitoring issues, if there are anything to do with the SolarEdge monitoring. Like I said, if you're thinking about going solar, choose either of these. If you ask me, I'll say go for the Enphase. And incidentally, if you like this video, do like and subscribe. And if you're looking for solar, write to me, john@mysolarhome.us, or call me 609-908-3700. Hey, have a great day and thank you for watching.